I was going to ring the bell, but I don't want to surprise you. So I'll ring the bell 3 times and then you're on. We're good. Thank you, guys.
Sunshine, our only sunshine. Greenhouse gases must go away. We hear your warning about global warming. Tomorrow will be a brighter day. Can no longer simply stand by as glaciers melt and species die. Land disappears, millions in tears. It is time to clean up our skies. All that methane and CO2 can be controlled. It's up to me and you. Raise our voices, we're not alone. This blue sphere is our only home. You are our sunshine, our only sunshine. Greenhouse gases must go away. We hear your warning about global warming. Tomorrow will be a brighter day, a cleaner world within our grasp. Put hydrocarbons in the past. Solar, wind, and hydro too. It's our future, it's up to me and you. Of the world, understand, we hold their future in our hands. Now is the time, now is the hour, for together we all have the power. You are our sunshine, our only sunshine. Greenhouse gases must go away. We hear your warning about global warming. Tomorrow will be a brighter day. So stand up and take control. It's our world, the only one we know. Stand together, hand in hand. We can do this. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Our sunshine, our only sunshine. Greenhouse gases must go away. We hear your warning about global warming. Tomorrow will be a brighter day. Tomorrow will be a brighter day.
Special thanks to the folk music group this morning. The UUA asked that that song be sung all over the country today, so we're part of a large tradition just starting. Good morning. I'm Jim Peters, a member of the worship committee. My pronouns are he and him, and it's my joy to welcome one and all to this in-person and online service of the Unitarian Society of New Haven. We like to call Unitarian Universalism a free faith because we are not tied to one common set of beliefs. We're free to seek and name our truths for ourselves, revealed by our intentional, ongoing exploration of conscience and values and those ideals we hold most dear. We may not all come to the same conclusions, but we commit to doing this most necessary and most human of work together in community, week after week, year after year. Whether this is your first time in the sanctuary or online, or if you've been here for decades, you are welcome here to explore your faith freely and openly. Thank you, each of you, for choosing to put yourself right here, right now, this morning. Today's theme is Earth Day, and we'll be hearing in a bit from Maggie Goodwin and others about the important work that's happening to protect and preserve the planet. But before that, some announcements. First, I'd just like to take note of what happened here at 700 Hartford Turnpike last weekend. On Friday evening, we honored Bill Braun with songs and words and food and beverage and lots of laughs to mark his retirement after 40 years at USNH. 2 days later, we experienced Music Sunday and were reminded again of the jaw-dropping talents of this congregation and the surrounding musical community. Then on Sunday afternoon, we gathered again to lay hands on Sunny Joy McMillan as we celebrated our congregational prerogative to ordain her as a minister in the Unitarian Universalist tradition. What a weekend. I just want to take a moment now to ask each of us to hold in gratitude the planners, the organizers, the volunteers, the participants, so many who gave of their time and talent with such generosity and good spirit. We are so blessed with our USNH staff who bring their best selves every week, and particularly last week. If the weekend showed me anything, and it showed many things, it revealed how fortunate we are to have each other to build and upbuild beloved community. And the work, friends, goes on. The worship committee is seeking help from the community to organize our summer worship services. It's a more informal time of year and a chance to share some idea you've been reflecting on or some work you're doing you want to hold up. In the past, we've had poetry services and Buddhist meditation services. The sky's the limit. Actually, 60 minutes is the limit, but you know what I mean. If you have an idea or just a willingness to support summer worship at USNH, please speak to a member of the worship committee. We would love to work together to co-create services in July and August. And truly, we can't do it without you. I'd like to ask you to check your calendars for Thursday, April 30th at 10:30 in the morning will be the celebration of life for Toby, at 10:30. A couple other announcements. Today is a book discussion led by Melinda Tuhus, The Problem with Plastic at noon, and a benefit for Home Haven at 3 p.m. Please check your order service for details. So now, as I invite Maggie Goodwin forward to share her Living Our Values Every Day talk, I invite you to silence your devices and settle into worship this morning.
Hello, good morning. I'm Maggie Goodwin. I'm part of the USNH Social Justice Council and a proud co-convener of the Green Sanctuary and Environmental Justice Task Force with Melinda. I'm here today to say thank you. Thank you for everybody being part of this community, and thank you for doing what you can for the environment. Many of you may have remembered that we had what was called the Climate Revival meetings in the fall. And we had some great ideas. We came up with a plan that I just want to that I just want to review with you and thank you for everything you've done to get us forward on this plan. The first one was convening climate justice conversations every third Monday on Zoom. If you are on the sjan.usnh.org, well, there's too many dots in there, and if you let Jamie know that you would like to have these notices, please let her know by email so that she can put you on this so we can let you know what we know about all social justice issues in these troubling times. We're not going to send them to you unless you sign up, because we don't want to bug you. Okay, so on those Zoom conversations, we meet on Monday and we just chat. We share resources, we talk, we, things that we've learned, whatever. So we'd love to have you come. And a part of that, too, was that we were inspiring everyone to do something that they can. 40 things you can do. This is Ellen's contribution. She's been telling us this for years. But do what you can, small as it may be. 40 things you can do. Buy recycled things, recycle. Have a rain barrel. There are so many other small things that you can do, and many of them are just a little bit inconvenient. So you know you're kind of doing something for the environment if it is a little bit inconvenient, like taking those plastic bags back to Stop and Shop, put them in there. Okay, next thing was encourage powerful conversations. We have some guidelines for that. Talk to people. Talk to everybody you know about the environment and what they can do. Not how bad it is, but what can they do too. There's a little attachment of how you might do that. Support environmental justice organizations and encourage participation. We also have a list that we'll send out, that we've sent out before. I call it Melinda's list, because Melinda knows every organization and event that's going on. So you can get that too. Support environmental legislation. There is so much going on. Just even write your senator and your rep on the state and tell them you care about the environment, even if you don't know the number or whatever. And these next 2 weeks are the time to do that. And a lot of us have been up at the State House talking about those things, and we'll talk some more about that and send some things out. Voter registration, voter engagement. Thank you to everybody who has done something, postcards, all of those things that really is going to make a difference so that we have people in power that care about saving our environment. Engage and take leadership from community-based groups and organizations. Now, sometimes just talk to the young people. Talk to people that have a different background than we do. We're not that diverse here, I'm sorry. And it's important to lift up and support and find ways, either interpersonally or with these groups, because many of the young people, and certainly those with less means, are suffering much more than we have, and our kids will suffer more too. So take leadership and listen to them. Solar and alternative energy. Thank you for those of you that have bought electric cars. I'm very sorry you can't go anywhere very well without a lot of big planning. And for those of you that are bicycling and doing things, walking, doing those things that are getting solar energy and all of the things that we can do, looking at other alternative sources, both for here and for your own life. Those really are what we said we were going to do. And I thank you, because I feel like we really have been doing what we can do, learn what we can do, and do what you can. That's what we're asking. And in this community, I am very grateful that I show up someplace where everybody here is doing that. So I'm grateful. Thank you. We'll keep going.
The Unitarian Universalist chalice is a beacon of light for all who need guidance, for all who seek healing. This morning, my hope is that it can be a little bit more focused, a spotlight to cut through all of the distractions, everything that has piled up on top of our most basic needs and our most urgent callings. Climate change is real. And this morning we light the chalice to recognize that, and as a call to action and a shining light for all that we have to do to heal our home. And in that spirit, I invite you to rise in body or spirit and sing with me hymn number 163. And as you do so, as you sing, if you have a particular joy that is in your heart this morning, I ask that you come forward and light a candle for that joy. Jim will help you with the candle. And if you have a particular sorrow that is weighing on your soul this morning, please come up and drop a stone or a shell in the water so that we may hold it together. Hymn number 163, For the Earth Forever Turning. One mantra that I have repeated over and over and have heard repeated back to me through the years is envision the change that you wish to be. I'd like to add to that this morning. Envision it, talk about it, and then do it. Put your hands into the earth if you wish to take care of her. Plant seeds. Find the spaces where there can be an additional tree or plant and put one there. I knew this growing up, and I had some chances to be a part of that, to attend tree plantings. I grew up on a farm and certainly had my share of planting and harvesting and mostly weeding. And when I moved to Costa Rica to work at a environmental-based bilingual school there, it was the first time I had ever heard of having an entire class that was all tree planting. It wasn't just tree planting, but the students in this class that met 3 times a week would collect seeds from the cloud forest, seeds that had fallen from trees, and they would also collect from the town of Monteverde containers that had been used and were going to be discarded by people. Most of them were liter-sized juice milk containers. Shout out to the metric system. And they would fill these containers with dirt from the forest itself, good, healthy topsoil. They would plant the seeds that they had collected out in the cloud forest, water, feed them, and when they were ready, small saplings, they would take them out into areas of the place where we lived that had been previously clear-cut for farmland. And they would systematically replant them in a way that would allow them both to grow and flourish, and each year they would fill in spaces between the trees that had been planted the year before, so that not the entire forest would be the same age. And we got to watch over the 8 years that I lived there and over the many years, 30 years that this school has been around, as incredible change happened. Not only did these trees grow back, but the bromeliads, the epiphytes came back, and then the wildlife, the insects, the birds. All of it came back with just the planting of trees. So this morning, as I thought about how to honor Earth Day here at USNH, I looked outside my own very home, and I noticed the sugar maple that provides shade over my driveway and my home every year. This sugar maple, which by my estimate is probably about 80 years old. The sugar maple that I have tapped and made maple syrup out of has diligently once again dropped its seeds all around my property. And many of them are beginning to grow. Many of them are growing in places where they will not reach maturity. They're growing in the cracks between retaining walls. They're growing right alongside the driveway. They're growing even in between a little bit of the cedar siding on my house. So my prayer and my answer to the call to action this morning is I took just 2 of them, and I put them in a yogurt container that otherwise might have been discarded. And I brought them here because there happens to be a space behind USNH up by the giant boulder where there is a large tree that fell a couple of years ago, and there is an open space there now, perfect for a sugar maple. And this year, James Erard, I'm not sure if he's here today, but his family is here. He has been coming and tapping our maple trees and has been making maple syrup as part of a community project. And so I invite, maybe not James, because these trees are going to take a little while, but perhaps Ben or Elsa might in some years down the road come back and tap these 2 trees that I'm going to plant today here to make maple syrup and to sit in their shade. And my call is to all of you. Find the trees that are growing that might need a better space. Lift them gently out of the earth, carry them with your hands, and find a new place where they can flourish. And this is one tiny way in which we can continue to make a difference together, my friends. While you continue to hear about Earth Day, I'm going to take these trees out and plant them up by that boulder, and I will carry you with me as I do so. And also, I will invite any children out to their classes at this time as we sing them on with words that are in your order of service. Go now in peace. Go now in peace. Go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go.
Before we go any further, I should have at the announcements welcomed our guest pianist this morning, Tomoko Nakayama. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you so much. Now let's talk about the covenant. I said earlier that ours is a free faith. A vital way we hold the space to foster that freedom is through our commitment to living in covenant with one another. With freedom comes responsibility, and it's our responsibility as members of this community to do our best to bring the words of our covenant into lived action. These are just words unless we carry them in our hearts and express them in our deeds. Please join me now in reciting the words that appear in your order of service or in the chat on the live stream. We covenant together to create and nurture a culture of respect and kindness, and to engage in the spiritual and everyday practice of loving more generously. To this end, we will strive to be open, value differences, listen deeply, use kind language, speak our truths, work with conflict, seek humor and joy. Now, friends, let us be together in a spirit of meditation and peace. Eyes shut or open with soft focus, whichever is more comfortable for you. I invite you to take a moment to feel your feet on the floor, knowing that the floor connects to the earth below it, and from there across the wide world. Feel your body against the wood and fabric where you are seated. Be aware of your physical self and the pull of gravity, the earth itself drawing you in, holding you close. Feel the connection and let's breathe into it. Breathe in the strength, the stability, the life-sustaining energy of the earth. Breathe out, let go, release our regrets, our fears, our sadness for the planet, allowing the earth to absorb our exhalation and prepare us for the next breath. We breathe in strength. We breathe out our frailty. In and out. And in our breath, let us seek to recognize that we are of the earth and the earth is of us. We are not so solitary as we think. That isolation is an illusion. The truth lies in our interconnectedness, our place in the vast web of life. Breathe in connectedness. Breathe out isolation. In and out. Let us hold silence for a few moments, breathing together, held together, resolved together to respect and honor and protect our earth, our island home. I invite Melinda up to lead us in our offering.
Hope this is the right time for this. So about 10 years ago, a group emerged in New Haven called the New Haven Climate Movement, which is made up of high schoolers and college-age people who have focused laser-like on the city of New Haven to make changes in the city, and they have had tremendous success in doing so, and I don't want to steal their thunder, so I'm not going to give any specifics, but I want to welcome 3 of the members here today who are going to be speaking about their organization and what they've been up to, maybe what they hope to be up to in the future. And they're going to have a table in the back near the stage, so I hope everyone will come and visit the table and learn more after the service.
Hello and good morning, everyone. My name is Luanny, and this is Meredith and Sophia, and we are so excited to speak to you today on behalf of the New Haven Climate Movement. NHCM is a grassroots, youth-led climate coalition. We're based in the greater New Haven area, but we stretch all throughout Connecticut. NHCM is a really important group of people. I joined because I recognize that the only way we can make change and solve problems is by taking concrete action throughout our communities. Youth advocacy is so important to climate justice because we are literally fighting for our opportunities, our health, and our overall futures by testifying in front of statewide boards, engaging and connecting CT youth and students through campaigns such as our free bus fares campaign, reaching out to state representatives, and simply stopping people on the streets to sign a petition on a project. NHCM supports and leads climate advocacy efforts, and some of our initiatives include transportation transformation, climate justice schools, electric future, New Haven Rescue Plan, New Haven Bike Vision, and City Climate Emergency Resolution. Currently, one of our main focuses is our free bus fares campaign, which pushes for state funding of free bus fares for students. This would not only reduce carbon emissions, lessen traffic congestion, and encourage a shift towards more sustainable communities, but also help citizens travel to school, work, and activities in an accessible, cost-effective way. Now, on that note, Meredith will talk a bit more on our transportation advocacy.
NHCM is focused on advocating for policies and public education related to transportation because that sector is responsible for 30% of the city's greenhouse gas emissions. After successfully advocating for the passage of the Transportation Transformation Resolution last year, our key areas of focus are effective and affordable transportation, improving and expanding use of the bus system, comprehensive climate and health education in schools, accessible energy efficiency. Improving energy efficiency saves money, reduces stress, and improves overall quality of life in the community, and staffing at the city level to support climate change initiatives. In addition to being a member of NHCM, I'm also a board member of New Haven Leon's Sister City Project, which is the nonprofit focused on youth climate advocacy via New Haven Climate Movement and international solidarity with the city of Leon, Nicaragua. In Leon, our projects are focused on improving the lives of women and children and increasing climate resilience. Thank you.
So, as many of you know, climate justice lives not only in transportation, but also in our communities. New Haven Climate Movement realizes this, and we have programs to support this side of the activism. In May, New Haven Climate Movement is planning on using grant money to clean up a lot of bus stops around the New Haven Green. And this is going to not only help promote public transit, but also make our spaces cleaner and more welcoming. We are also planning to lead a monthly book club centered around a climate-focused book to help promote discussion about the future from an environmental lens. So we're constantly looking for new ideas and to expand our initiatives. If you'd like to get involved with us further, please come talk to us at our table in the social hall. Thank you so much.
So I invite the folk group up for the offertory anthem. Just want to say that we're going to divide today's offering between ourselves and the New Haven Climate Movement, so please give generously. And as always, however you contribute to the work of this community in whatever amount, your generosity is sincerely appreciated.
gardens are all we need. Good planets are rare indeed. And the mind don't know. If the heart can see. If the heart can see. Let the blind man go. It's destiny. Good planets are scarce and few. Earthworms and caribou. Strong food chains, tasty meals. Textiles and plants that heal. Iron mountains, the skies are blue. Good planets are scarce and few. Good planets are hard to find. Good planets are hard to find. Good planets are hard to find. Good planets are hard to find.
I invite you to read with me our responsive reading this morning, number 550 in your gray hymnal. 550, We Belong to the Earth. I will read the words in normal print and invite you to read the words in italics. 550, We belong to the earth. This we know, the earth does not belong to us. We belong to the earth. All things are connected. We did not weave the web of life. We are merely a strand in it.
In honor of Earth Day, this entire sermon is recycled. Now, there's some truth to this, in that I have been preaching about climate change, climate justice, climate weirdness, whatever you want to call it, for more than 35 years. And I reread some of the old sermons, and I have to admit that there was passion, there was due attention to the transcendentalist heritage out of which we draw, where our forebears said, to some consternation of their neighbors, that mind, God, spirit, and earth were one. That was all there. But these sermons, this idealistic younger Stephen, was working under, I think, an illusion. There was something about human nature that I perhaps did not fully understand. And that is, these sermons were drenched, saturated with facts and statistics and scientific knowledge. And you would have thought that would make a difference. If we're running headlong into a disaster, you kind of want to know how it's happening, how it's proceeding, at what rate, what does it mean? What does it mean to move into a world that is potentially 4 degrees warmer than it is now on average? What kind of world would that be? And so all the facts and figures were there. But I don't think these were persuasive, and I'll tell you why. Because we human beings, although somewhat rational, are essentially emotional creatures. We respond to story. We respond to affection and connection and touch. So all the information I poured over the heads of my people like syrup on pancakes, I don't know how much of it mattered. How did it persuade? I know this. Worldwide, the effort to educate and guide, as if everyone out there is a devoted reader of Scientific American, just doesn't work. It doesn't work. If it did work, we would be in a very different place now than we are. It should have worked wonders. But you know what? There's something else going on. Something about the peculiar nature of climate change and preaching about it and convincing people to vote on it and to be persuaded by and moved by and being willing to upturn the economic cycles in which we find ourselves. And that is that there are certain issues and problems where the human brain is curiously resistant. We seem to be really good at handling problems that have about a 15-year cycle. But if you go beyond that, if you start talking about issues that are truly generational, the flip doesn't necessarily switch on. And we're befuddled. And it is an insidious problem to persuade people to uproot and change their lives for an issue that lies for the younger Stephen lay beyond that 15-year time mark. But guess what? We're right in it now. And thirdly, why is this so tough? And the answer is because grief can paralyze. And we are grieving. This is very hard. This is not only hard scientifically, it's not only hard psychologically, it is very hard in our hearts because we can see that this is real damage. It's dangerous to our children, and as the Bible talks about, unto the seventh generation. It is, as Jonathan Shell wrote in the New Yorker so long ago, it is quite literally the fate of the earth. And that does daunt us. So what do? Joanna Macy, the eco-philosopher, author of the book Active Hope, teaches that to be able to fully experience this problem, we have to lean into the anguish. We have to understand the loss. We have to respond to grief because that is the beginning of true engagement with life. Grief can feel overwhelming. We know that. We understand that. And there can be a fear that by acknowledging it and confronting it, we confront despair. But you can answer a different way. We can become a collective. We can identify with each other. We can move to that empathetic place where grief takes us. The loss does not need to paralyze us. Indeed, it may finally wake us up out of our slumber. She says, like living cells in a larger body, it is natural that we feel the trauma of our world. So don't be afraid of the anguish or the anger or the fear, because these responses arise from the depth of your caring and the truth of your interconnectedness with all that is. So there is hope. There is hope found even inside, like a seed inside a plant. There is hope even within dread. We sang, "You Are My Sunshine." The earth and the cosmos is anxiously asking us to wake up and giving us free energy and sunshine and wind and water. All we have to do is come up with a political system that decides to accept the bounty. And we don't have to pay more and more and more for simple electricity. We don't have to dig coal from the earth, dirty coal, and give it to our children. We don't have to do any of those things. But we do have to wake up. We do have to understand that for many, many ways, this is an old story. From Hosea, one of the earliest prophets. This is not about despair, but it is about waking up. Hosea 4:1-3. And therefore the land mourns, and all who live in it languish, together with the wild animals and the birds of the air, even the fish of the sea. We need to become prophets. We need to take our religious sensibility and our transcendentalist heritage as Unitarian Universalists, and we need to fuse them. We need to awake, just like the earth awakes every morning. We need our spirituality to awake. We need to understand that we need to be prophets now. Brave, determined, obnoxious, self-humbling, loud.
and personally sacrificial. All of the above. So where are we? I follow the dictates of the writer David Wallace Wells. So I'm going to give you half hope today. When I gave these sermons a long time ago, it felt very apocalyptic. We looked like we were cruising off a cliff. But now, we're a halfway disaster. And that's the good news. We're looking at as if we're facing about a 2-degree rise and not a 4 and 4.5 rise. 4.5 rise would truly be apocalyptic. A 2-degree rise is not great. It means certain parts of the world will be almost uninhabitable in 20 years. It means increased wildfires. It means certain cities along major coasts around the world will be dealing with inundation and flooding. This is not a world that we wanted to give our children, but it is potentially a sustainable world if we get our act together, if we understand that the halfway hope is what we have now. It's real, it's coming, and it should be part of our spirituality. It needs to be part of our politics. It needs to become part of our economics, the way we vote. Nathan Holtman is founder and director of the Center for Global Sustainability at the University of Maryland. He also happens to be president of the Board of Trustees at his Unitarian Universalist Church in Cedar Lane, Bethesda, Maryland. And Nathan says, we've been right about science. In fact, the science is clustered around the more worrisome end of things. Experts have often been, though, however, very wrong about how difficult it might be to address the problem. And here is the halfway good news. In the early days, it was like, I don't know how we're going to do this. It's excruciatingly costly. Rapid reductions in the cost of the technologies that we need to address climate change. But he says, guess what? There is hope. Technologies are advancing so quickly. Capitalism is itself responding so quickly. The good news is that most of the world isn't the United States. Why we have decided, through some insanity, to step away from dealing with this problem, really crucial years. The rest of the world is proceeding quickly, pell-mell. They're doing the work. Good things are happening. Technologies are developing that are making a fantastic difference that we did not anticipate. I will not sit here today and say that there is no hope. I'm not interested in apocalypse. I'm interested in where our spirit can take us. The artist Alan King says the best way to predict the future is to invent it. And I have no illusions that merely a scientific approach is the way out. But it surely does include it. Our rationality should be fused with our spirituality so that this halfway hope can make all the difference to our children. I could do a 20-hour talk. I'm not going to do it. But I am telling you that we are making astonishing progress. And if it was only 1980 and we hadn't lost 45 years, I would say we'd be in very good shape indeed. But it is 2026, and the clock is ticking. And every month, not just every year, every month matters. So we have our work cut out for us. There's no question about that. The expansiveness and range of climate change, global weirdness is so vast that it can be intimidating to our little brains, but it also, at the very same time, can link up with the expansiveness of what spirituality invites us to know and to feel and to be changed by. So, data won't do it. What will? And the answer is beauty and connection. If I talk to you about, I want you to go out and save the earth tomorrow, you'd be paralyzed. You wouldn't know what to say, you wouldn't know where to go, you wouldn't know what to do. Small things, which we've emphasized in this service, do make a difference. But the real thing that motivates the spiritual change necessary to do this kind of work, to engage this halfway hope. I read a fascinating article from the Hedgehog Review and said provocatively, if you want to save the planet, forget the planet. If you start talking about the planet, we get overwhelmed. We get paralyzed. We get lost. It said instead, if you want to do this work and engage with it, find one place you love. One place that speaks to you. One place that is so precious to you that you will not let it go. You will not let it die. And other people have talked about this. Thoreau certainly showed us what Walden meant, and Rachel Carson, and others. Thinker after thinker who have loved one place so dearly that for them it represented everything that we must save. So go local. Drill deep into the heart springs of a place that is so green and so lush that you will do anything to save it. The writer Alan Jacobs says, our obligations arise from some deep affection. The person I know the most about in terms of gardens, in terms of growth, in terms of green, isn't Thoreau or Rachel Carson, it's Liz. Who's a wonderful gardener, and she teaches me all kinds of things about how a good gardener understands that if you're looking at a vase of irises, you pinch them so that they will then grow. I end today with that evocation of beauty. Denise Levertau's poem, Irises, I believe is my guide to how I want to do this kind of life work, because it will take the rest of our lives and our children's lives. She writes, I have a small grain of hope, one small crystal that gleams clear colors out of that transparency. But I need more. I break off a fragment to send you. Please take this grain of hope so that mine won't shrink. Please share your fragment so that yours will grow. Only so, by division, will hope increase. Like a clump of irises, which will cease to flower, unless you distribute the clustered roots, the unlikely source, clumsy and earth-covered, of grace. Amen. Our final hymn, if I can find it. 134. Our world is one world. 134. Please rise as you are willing and able. Thank you. Is one world, its heart is one. that wash us round about, the clouds cover us, the rains that fall. Is one world, the thoughts we think affect us all, the way we build our attitudes with love or hate, we make a brick or wall. World is one world, its ways of wealth affect us all, the way we spend, the way we share, who are the rich and poor, who stand or fall. World is one world, just like a ship that bears us all, where fear and greed make many holes, but where our hearts can hear a different call. Please remain standing, and Jim will come forward and share these words in your order of service. Carry forth this chalice flame, its illumination into our daily lives, its sustaining warmth into our relationships, the light of reason shining beyond these walls. May we carry the fire of hope in our hearts this day and in the week to come. In this time of war, of confusion and chaos, where we're told one day the war is over and the next apocalypse looms, we have to keep our moral bearing. We have to rely upon each other and the dictates of sanity and peace. And now, may this peace be yours in the week to come. Go and be at peace. Amen.